Hey everybody, what's up? My name's Mackenzie.
And I'm Jonathan.
We are husband and wife, and we'd like to welcome you to TerreDice, where we love to play games and talk about them.
Yes, and today we're going to be talking about Star Wars Villainous Cold Tactics. It is a brand new expansion for the Star Wars Villainous line.
Yes, so if you love Star Wars, if you love Disney, if you love Villainous, then make sure to keep on watching. So if you have stumbled upon this video, you are probably familiar with Villainous or have at least are interested in Star Wars. We love Villainous. We've been covering it on this channel since the beginning, and it has definitely become a staple and something that I know a lot of people that subscribe to the channel love. And so we are so excited to be talking about Star Wars Villainous. So if you aren't familiar with Villainous, it started with the OG Disney Villainous, and then we got Marvel Villainous, and then after that we got Star Wars Villainous. And what the game is essentially is that you are playing as the bad guys trying to fulfill your plot. And you are competing against the other bad guys in a sense, but you're playing on your own board trying to defeat the heroes. And you have to win, you have to fulfill your evil plot, whatever that is, before the other person can. So for Star Wars Villainous, this is the newest expansion, and we have Grand Admiral Thrawn and Count Dooku. So let's dive into what these characters are all about.
Okay, so the first villain that we have in this game is Count Dooku. So Count Dooku has always been known for being in the shadows, controlling organizations, the Hutt clan, the Separatists, whoever it is out there. So that is exactly what he's doing in this game. He has 5 organizations, of which he needs to get 4 of them at locations, and then right in front of their eyes, he needs to defeat the heroes such that, they see Obi-Wan go down, they see Yaddle go down, they see all these champions of the Jedi Order go down, and it causes intimidation to fall upon the organization. Once he gets enough intimidation, he controls that organization, and not only does he control them, he gets a bonus from them. So he gets progressively stronger as he goes through his 4 controlled organizations. And once he controls and intimidates the 4th organization, he wins the game. And our second villain is Grand Admiral Thrawn. So for folks who've seen the Star Wars Rebels TV show or the Ahsoka TV show where he came into live action, we have this blue iconic character.
Blue Man.
Yeah, he's the Lost Blue Man group member. But anyway, he joined the military and decided to take over the world. And that's exactly what he's doing here. Now, he's a little bit of like a psycho. He likes to study cultures to understand them at their core, steal artifacts from them to put into his art museum, and then he destroys them and takes over their world.
True sociopath.
Yeah, so that's exactly what he's doing here, and it's straight out of the Rebels plot. So he's basically going to take an artifact from 4 different worlds, and then he's going to occupy those worlds with the 7th Fleet. He actually has locations that flip over, and you get new art that shows the Star Destroyers coming in, and then some of the locations move to the bottom, so he now has 3 actions on bottom and 1 action on top, so he gets stronger that way. So we have a sense of progression with both of these characters, and he wins by occupying and getting his Star Destroyers over all 4 locations.
So that is an overview of both these new characters. Now these can, as with all the others, be played with the rest of the Star Wars set. So what did we like about these characters? Well, I really, really enjoyed Grand Admiral Thrawn. I am not familiar with the TV show as much as Jonathan. I know, but I did see the Ahsoka show, but I really enjoyed his play tactic. I thought his board himself, I don't even know if you mentioned it, the board separates and you physically
cool.
get to go those. So even though I'm not familiar with his plot line as much, I found it extremely thematic, and I was able to really enjoy it and understand it. And he has played so smoothly. That's what I could say about him is it was just a very smooth,
very well developed
experience. And I just really liked playing him. But he was complicated in the sense that it was an upper level of gameplay, but I just thought he played very smoothly. What did you think about him?
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I think so there's 2 kinds of cards that you play in Star Wars Villainous. So different from Disney Villainous or others where you just pay power for everything. You have credits and you have ambition. Ambition, you charge up. You get 1 ambition at the start of every turn. There's other ways to get it. And then you spend that for the I'll take that style actions. And then credits you spend for soldiers and ships and things like that. So his deck felt very balanced. Sometimes you have too much of one or the other where you end up with a pile of credits or a pile of ambition. But I feel like his deck was like, oh, cool, I can play this, and then I can play that. And we had pretty good experiences both times that we played him.
Yeah, I also felt like he had a very nice like beginning, middle, and end, and it didn't really, like the other person couldn't send you back to ground zero, which is one of my least favorite tactics. It's if you have to completely start over. That didn't exist with him, and the artwork for him was really neat, especially well, my favorite part was like every time you flip the tokens over, his ships, the Seventh Fleet, would just become progressively bigger and bigger of him taking over
really
these
cool.
planets.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about more about artwork in general, but I really enjoyed him overall. So let's talk about positives about Count Dooku.
Yeah, Count Dooku, honestly, the theme of Count Dooku, fantastic. The like organization's fantastic. Honestly, it's really fun to be like, oh, cool, that makes sense. Now that I have like the Hutt clan, I can like pay people off. It's like, you know, there's like various things that like made thematic sense and were pretty fun. I really enjoyed sort of the way his actions work. He's got his little skiff speeder thing that when you get that, you get to speed off to another location, do another action. It was similar to like the Hades chariot a little bit, but just activate an action elsewhere. Really kind of cool thematic things going on with both of those decks. I would say with Count Dooku though, we were a little bit more critical of him. Specifically, he felt a little bit underdeveloped, was our feel. The reasons that we felt that were, number one, there were a lot more questions that we had with his deck in terms of he had a bunch of tokens, but it wasn't enough intimidation tokens to do all 4 orgs. So I guess we were like, once you complete it, you like take the tokens off. So it was kind of what we assumed. But you ended up with these piles of 1s and 5s where you're trying to figure out, okay, have I hit 25 on this? Have I hit 30 on this? It gets to be a lot of tokens. And then Count Dooku has one card that was the bane of our existence. There's this card, Caught. And he does get caught in the show. And he's trapped. But he cannot progress on his goal until he defeats 3 heroes. Now, there were multiple scenarios where that extended the game by 30 minutes. Where it's like, it was the very first card that got drawn on me when I played Count Dooku once, and it took me 20 to 30 minutes to start progressing on my goal, which was like crazy.
And when I played him, I was getting really close to winning, and all of a sudden that was pulled on me, and I was just, I didn't know it was in the deck because that was my first time playing him, and so I didn't have cards prepared to like bring out heroes so that I could randomly defeat 3 to like finally end it, and John was able to zoom past me and win with Grand Admiral Thrawn.
And Grand Admiral Thrawn, he has a similar card where he loses 5 ambition, but losing 5 ambition is fine. You can get 5 ambition back pretty quick. So we felt that Caught should probably be 1 or 2 heroes, and in fact, once we played a few times, we're probably going to just pen over that and change what that card says.
Yeah, because it really, that card itself just kind of made it wasn't fun to play if it was pulled on you.
No, then I just faded you a bunch of times to extend the gameplay.
Yeah, it was just frustrating because all of a sudden, like, my gameplay was completely stopped, and I was just like, I don't want to keep playing him. So it's kind of a mixed bag because I feel like Grand Admiral Thrawn is one of the strongest Star Wars characters I've played in the Villainous series.
He's fantastic.
And then Count Dooku is one of the bottom ones, and but I don't know if it's like by. I don't know.
I would say, honestly, if you fix the Caught card and then you just are okay with the pile of tokens that's kind of fiddly on each of the orgs, you're like moving like 10 tokens to the side to see what text is under them. Like, if you're okay with those 2 things, like, he's actually not that bad. He's pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah, let me reframe that. Thematically, Count Dooku does a really good job at capturing who this character is and taking him through this timeline. It just gets messy with those token management, and it doesn't say in the little booklet you get, like, because you will never be able to put all 30 tokens, all 20, they'll never be able to all laid out. It just doesn't, the math doesn't work, and you'd never be able to see what you're doing. It doesn't say what to do with it. So it's sometimes a lot of inferring of what to do, which they're just like maybe assuming that like gamers who play this are going to be more adaptive, like just like adapting to what works best for them. But I think I think you should still include like what to do with those cards, like once you've finished an organization and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like, it's not super clear. There's probably like a few There's usually, honestly, with the Villainous series, like some rules clarifications that would be helpful, especially with the Star Wars Villainous we've been finding. Boba Fett was a little confusing too. But that is the primary problem with getting these before they come out, because I can't ask on Board Game Geek.
I know. We're the ones that are supposed to answer it.
So we asked the designers. We'll let you know when we find out.
Yeah. But, and I want to talk about their movers.
Ooh, yeah. They're cool.
So I'll sort of close up, but I really enjoy their movers. I asked my 2-year-old daughter what she thought about them, and she looked at Grand Admiral Thrawn with no context and said, "Soldier." So I think they nailed that. And then Count Dooku, every single Star Wars one that the character has a lightsaber, they always incorporate the lightsaber into the mover, and they do that with Count Dooku as well, which I really enjoy.
Here's the fun see-through board where you can flip the location tiles. It's pretty cool.
And they're also in the box. I'll lift it up because I don't think I got B-roll of it. The inside of the cardboard box is this really cool. Is it called a star map? It's like, or what do you call this?
Oh,
Star Wars nerd.
That's like from the Jedi afterlife world, like where they go when they're meditating. It's pretty cool stuff. Yeah.
Now,
in Rebels.
What I do want to talk about, so artwork. This has always been kind of a sticky point with Star Wars Villainous, that they choose to, because Disney Villainous is completely a redone, original paintings, but Star Wars Villainous, you are going to see sometimes there's going to be original paintings, and then there's also going to be paint overs, which is going to be like screen grabs that they have painted over. It combines the world of, they chose for Grand Admiral Thrawn to do him, some of the box cover at least, in the style of the movie Ahsoka. But there are cards as well that they are pulling from the TV show. And they do that as well for, the cartoon TV show, for Count Dooku. So it's 2 different styles are on those cards. So what do we think about that?
Honestly, the more and more I played it, the more it grew on me. First of all, the price point for this is pretty good. It's sub 20, so it's like, to do really deluxeified art for, especially Star Wars Villainous, I would guess sells less volume than Disney Villainous, just being like a little bit more niche, kind of more complex, audience, but maybe not the most complex game out there. So I do feel like they probably financially, it makes way more sense to not invest a ton into really custom bespoke art. There could be licensing things, who knows, but guessing aside, I would say they're really trying to tie in all the things that happen in the animated series to the things that happen in the films, and they're doing that by using art from the 2 things. And it's like, oh yeah, that was the thing that happened to Count Dooku in Clone Wars. That was the thing that happened to, Count Dooku in Star Wars Episode 3. So it was, I honestly was fine with it. It sometimes can be done better than others. I think some of the cards are really good. There's an Anakin card.
There's an Anakin one that's just real bad.
Yeah.
But sorry, the person that did that's watching.
But then again, the things you see all the time, like the player board, they did custom art for the worlds, and it looks awesome for the locations. So I think it's, just where they choose to spend their energy.
Do you want them to come out with this and have all custom art, or they might not be able to produce the game?
But if you think about the precedent, one of my favorite Star Wars games, Star Wars Rebellion, it's a beautiful game. It's all screen grab, paint over type deal. Yeah. So, and it's been out for 8 years. I don't know, a while, and it's very popular.
Let us know. Let us know in the comments. Do you mind for Star Wars Villainous it being like a mixed bag of the art style that's done, or do you not really care? I'd be like, because maybe you just don't care, and because
or don't care enough that you're happy to pay $15 for this.
Yeah. Yes, that you don't want it to go up in price for that, and for the fact that as long as the game plays good, you don't mind.
Solid edition. Yeah, I love playing Grand Admiral Thrawn. It's going to be one that gets to the table regularly. I think we're going to modify the Count Dooku card, and I think he's going to be just fine. Yep. But yeah, I love the set. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, so that is our review of Star Wars Villainous. I'm always so excited when these come out and that we actually get to continue the Villainous line, because we are in love with this gameplay. We are in love with Disney and Star Wars and this style, and I know you guys are as well. So keep supporting Disney Villainous, Star Wars Villainous, if you want to keep seeing them make more. This does come out. It does going to hit Target August 4th.
Ish, yeah, beginning of August.
If that is not correct, I put it right here, but somewhere around there, beginning
Get
of
your pre-orders.
August. Yeah, so get your pre-orders if you're interested in this. And thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate it. And let us know in the comments what other type of villainous content you want to see. Around this time, Disney Villainous, the latest Treacherous Tides will be coming out. It'll either have come out or it will be coming out right after this. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know whenever we put out a new video. And we'll see you next time. Happy playing!